What's going on, everybody? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and I got asked, um, what's my story? How did we get started in retail real estate? And if you don't know what retail real estate is, it basically means you're helping people buy or sell homes. To me, there's a difference. I started in investing. However, I got into real estate, retail real estate, much later after investing. And I got asked, how did I get started? And what was it like when we started? So, my wife was pregnant and she wanted to quit her job as a government contractor. And she decided she wanted to go into real estate because I was investing. She wanted to do something else, and excuse me, she wanted to be available to our kid at the time. Kid, now we have kids. She wanted to be available to our kid, so she quit and she went into real estate. I was looking to retire from the Marine Corps, and I was looking for something to do. So I kind of thought about getting into real estate, and I went full time into being an investor when I first retired out of the Marine Corps. A little time after that, I started seeing the market change. I started seeing it was getting harder and harder to find off-market deals. My wife came to me and she started talking. She says, how cool would it be if we actually sold real estate together? And I thought about it. At first, I didn't want to do it because of my opinions on real estate agents and the industry in general, which is what spurred me to start the Real Estate Blitz. And I said, okay, let's do it. So we joined a brokerage together, and it was our first brokerage. It was awful. It was awful. So a lot of the stuff that I talk about on the Real Estate Blitz, I wish I would have known better, or I wish I would have sought information. I wish I would have watched a video that basically told me how to interview a broker, or what kind of brokers are what's the difference, what should we be expecting. Somebody to tell me I was the commodity, but I didn't do any of that. I just thought, okay, well, this is a local guy. They seem like they got their stuff together. All the numbers that they're spitting out, oh, we've closed almost $200 million in the last 16 years, which now that I've been doing this a while, that's nothing. That's like small time. But, 16 years to close out $200 million worth of inventory, that's garbage. But everybody's got their thing, as a brokerage, mind you. But, I didn't know any better, and we signed up because it seemed cool, and it was probably one of the worst decisions we ever made. And in the beginning, it was suffering. We didn't know how to get business. Our broker did not help us at all. Our broker was just greedy, always, had their hand out. They charge us money every month. They charge us fucking splits. It just sucked. And, but, we didn't know any better. We thought, this is the way it is. We just accepted it. And we were treated pretty awful. It was pretty horrible. We were desperate, so we were taking anything, sick, lame, lazy, or crazy. If it was a client, we took them. And that was another one that we learned along the way. We don't take sick, lame, lazy, or crazy clients. We just don't have to do it anymore. We didn't know how to generate our own deals. We didn't have anybody to help us. We didn't know about mentorship. We didn't know about coaching. We didn't have capital or money. We just knew that we needed to make it work. And it was tough. In the beginning, we almost lost our house. It was rough. We spent all of the money that we had set aside. We stopped making payments on our house. And I remember my wife coming to me and she's like, so, when are we gonna stop doing this? What are we gonna do? And I says, I don't know, but I don't care. I will burn it all down. We will live in a car before we quit. And from that moment, we decided that there was no safety net. We're just going to have to figure it out. We got to work harder. And that's when I started learning. That's when I started listening to podcasts. That's when I started researching winners in the community, different agents that were producing. That's when I started studying people that were actually doing deals, how are they doing deals? That's when I started learning about social media. That's when I started cold calling. Actually, cold calling is how we broke out. I just literally was relentless on the phones. And that's how we started, was cold calling. And then we started learning about, lead generation. We started learning, oh my God, our broker is a pig and being abusive. And I always hope that our old broker ends up watching something that I create. And every now and again, hopefully my old broker will watch this video. So, I'm talking about you because you're a pig. But yeah, there's a lot of pig brokers out there. And and I started learning. And that's why and again, this spurred the real estate blitz. Um, a lot of people ask me, why are you doing this? Why are you doing it for free? Why are you creating these videos? Why are you taking people's phone calls? Because honestly, we almost lost everything twice while trying to build this thing. And it could have been so much easier if I just would have known where to go. So it was tough. That's how we started. Of course, things are much different now, which is fantastic, but it took time. It took time. It took being absolutely relentless. It took basically doing away with all safety nets and realizing I created my own economy. And our success was going to be based off of my willingness to suffer and embrace the suck and work my ass through it and just do more deals. I still feel that way sometimes. It's like, I see something like the other night I was hanging out with my wife and I'm like, man, I sure would like a new motorcycle. And she told me, she says, okay, well, when we cover this, because we like to pay, usually 2 months in, we like to pay our mortgage for the year. And that's what we're doing right now. She says, well, once the mortgage is done and this is done for the year, because we like to pay all of our bills within the first quarter for the whole year. She says, well, then whatever money comes after that, you can get a new motorcycle. So I'm like, okay, so do the math. So I need to crank out like 10 deals so I can I can pay off everything. We can have a stockpile of cash to live on, and I can buy my new motorcycle. And that's I just got to get more deals. And I've said it in multiple videos before, it's a process. If you don't know the process, the easiest way for you to start, which is what I told somebody who called me last night or the night before, I did a video on the 5 things that you should be doing in order to become a 6-figure agent. Just do those 5 things relentlessly every freaking day. And I'll tell you, if you're not going home and exhausted in the beginning, you're doing it wrong. If you're taking the weekends off in the beginning and you don't have $100,000 or $200,000 in the bank, you're doing it wrong. If you're sitting there and you're complaining about, oh, it's just not working, but like you're saying that while you're at the bar on Friday night, you're doing it wrong. You have to sacrifice. It's going to suck. Accept that. And you have to have a mindset of, I'm going to do whatever it's going to freaking take. I'm not going to quit. And that's how you win. Because I don't know, because it's just science. That's anybody. That's whether it was Apple, it was whether it was any company. Starbucks was starting to tank. What did the CEO of Starbucks do? He started going out. He got out and he went to every freaking Starbucks and started talking to people. Because seriously, think about it. Why would somebody want to overpay for coffee? Right? So you just got to be relentless. But that's how we started. And things have changed a lot since then. But that's also why the Real Estate Blitz was created. And I thought it was appropriate because somebody asked me, how did we start and what was it like when we started, thinking that maybe we had some Cinderella story. We just started and made a ton of money. That's not true at all. Not even close. In fact, it was the opposite. We bled money. And it was our own fault. Looking back, it was our own fault because of ignorance, which is trying to keep people from being ignorant by putting out these videos. Anyways, that's all I got. I went way longer than I wanted to. Appreciate y'all. Hope this video helps somebody. I don't know if it will, but if it does, let me know. Drop it in the comments. Do me a favor, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're somebody's calling me. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already to the YouTube channel, and you can always check out the Real Estate Blitz on Facebook. That's all I got today. Appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.